see this team's coming off a hard-earned victory versus Northern Illinois. And this football team right now is just working hard, just trying to make sure we can move on, to the next opponent. It's good to have a win. Now what you're looking for is try to create a win streak, and 1-0 is always the goal. So for our team, we just got to make sure, man, we stick to the preparation. And it is Ole Miss week. Ole Miss, a football team that we know, a fair amount about. We play them every year as a crossover team, and when you look at in this group, when they're talented, they're physical, they're young, extremely athletic. I've got a lot of respect for Coach Luke, his staff, and what that program is doing and what they're building. I look at what we have to do in terms of our preparation and practice, and that started today, and it was focused. Our guys hit the field, and they did a really good job of, understanding, what the tempo should be. It's Tempo Tuesday, and anytime we hit the field on Tempo Tuesday, man, we got to ratchet that thing up. So these guys were moving in the right direction, and we seem to be fairly healthy. So that's always a good thing. I think sometimes, man, coming out of ball games, especially this time of year, man, you always have to take a look at where you are, depth of your team. But right now, man, this team's pretty energetic and they're moving in the right direction. So but we just have to focus on things that matter for us. I saw glimpses on Saturday of some solid football at times. On the offensive line, I see us continue to gel, work hard to get better. So there were some glimpses in special teams. There were some bright spots there, just in terms of kicking, some new guys, been having to step up in some roles. And so that's incremental progress. And but I saw a defensive football team move in the right direction at the start of this ball game, but we still have to learn how to play a 60-minute ball game. Got to continue to tackle, got to continue to work on the things that lead to good winning football. And right now, we're just a team on a journey. So if I have any questions, let's open it up.
Defensively, seemed like the pass rush was there when it hadn't been there as much in the early games. Was that the biggest improvement you think defensively, pass rush?
It was. Pass rush was an emphasis. It's been an emphasis. Getting the right guys on the field is nice to see. Elijah McAllister, start to wake up and come alive. And I think the more when guys like Elijah, start to press some of these other guys, with production for playing time, the better off we're going to be, because there's nothing like competition to create opportunity. So, when the competition's been good, we do have some pass rushers. We need to be more stout first and second down, and then be more effective on third down with our games and stunts. To be able to get out the field, and I think that's what you're going to start to see is just some of these young guys start to grow into their own.
You guys were pretty beat up in the secondary. You had a lot of guys leave the ball game Saturday. How are you?
Yeah.
How will that affect things for Saturday?
Well, when Frank obviously was dinged up a little bit. I looked at Dante Carrier-Williams, and Dante was questionable. Or maybe questionable for this game, and looked at him, and right now, he's a little gimpy, but, and I think, there's a lot of time between now and Saturday, so I'm always about the process. Let's make sure we treat and see where these guys go. Everybody else, it's just the attrition of the season. I think, guys are working hard to take care of their bodies are their jobs. Right now, and I think we still have enough rotational depth in the secondary. I thought guys played solid. We just need to make sure we stay a little tighter, and you're going to see some young guys hit the field, because there's some young guys that are pressing older guys for playing time.
Camden Coleman, the walk-on, never played football before, I believe.
Yes.
What's his story? How did he get here? What showed you that he should be on the field in special teams despite never playing before?
Well, he's when you look at his athletic background, he didn't play football, but he's a world-class track athlete, and the speed, the athleticism, athletic ability, we're all there. It was just about, trying to gain some comprehension of the game, since he hadn't played just football IQ, just trying to, get his football IQ up to speed. And he's worked hard at that. He's had, he comes in on his own time, and he watches film, and he's paid attention to what Coach Fitzsimmons has talked about in meetings. And I think with that, trust was garnered. You look at a guy practice, you want to put him in position to be successful. You get him out there, he starts to produce, and what you which gains a little more trust. So, you know, the more you invest, the more you get, and that's what Camden has done. He's invested.
Go ahead.
When you look at Ole Miss offensively, they've used multiple quarterbacks. How do you go about preparing for that when you don't know which guy you're going to see?
I think we're going to see Plumlee, myself, and that's just me. I think the young man played well on Saturday. If they're moving in another direction, you know, that's really on them. I thought he performed well versus Alabama for a freshman. You know, to be out there, the game looked easy for him. Reminds me of Shea Patterson in terms of his ability, his movement. He's got a cool calmness about him. And guys played for him. So those are all things that you look at when you watch the film. I think that group, you know, with Ely and when you look at Moore, I mean, they got talent all over the field offensively. So it's about continuity. I'm sure, you know, I mean, Coach Luke and that group, you know, may have figured it out already or working through a process of figuring it out. But from what I saw on Saturday, that young man can play. So, you know, with that, we're just going to prepare. I mean, their offense is their offense. I don't care who's running it. It's still going to be, you know, some zone reads, some split zone, you know, some counter. Okay, man, but you're going to see shots down the field. That's just who they are. So no matter what quarterback plays, and I believe it'll be Plumlee, but no matter who plays, I think the offense is still going to be the offense.
After going through the film, Derek, what did you come away with on Riley from the last game?
I mean, some incremental, you know, progress. But he's got to continue to work to get us, you know, into the right calls. He's got to make the plays when they're there to be made. You know, I'm on Riley because I know he's got more. I mean, and that's one thing that these guys understand about me. I'm never going to ask anything of you that I don't think you have in you. And with Riley, you know, to throw the pinky where it went out the back of the end zone. Hey man, that's got to hit the target. That's what we do. This is the SEC. So, you know, he's just got to continue to work on his footwork, the consistency of being able to deliver the ball accurately, even though he was 21 to 28. You know, and there's opportunities for more. So let's get it. This football team needs it. When he needs to make plays, we need him to make plays. And believe me, I got all the faith and confidence in the world that can happen. But there's got to be work outside the arena to make sure that the work on Saturday looks the way he wants it to look and the way we need it to look.
There's been a lot of sideline, you know, a lot of passes a long way across the field for short gains and things like that. When you're coming up with a game plan like that, how much of that is maybe pass protection issues that your quarterback doesn't have time to throw the ball down the field? How much of that is something that works against an opponent? It seems like it's been a little philosophically different this year in that regard.
I don't think it's been philosophically different. I think we saw more speed and space because that's what I mean. Guys were playing 10 yards off, so we threw it out there. When they started to tighten it down, you know, there were opportunities to go down the field, but you got to be on the field to be able to take the shots down the field. You know, everybody wants to, you know, ask the questions about our offense and where we're at and, you know, what we're doing. But the reality was, you know, once we had a drive that allowed us to cross the 40, what did we come with? Flea flicker. Okay, what do we hit? Touchdown. I mean, okay, there's plenty of offense here. We just got to stay on the field. So, you know, man, part of that is, again, you know, man, our protection needing to stand up. You know, guys got to be on the same page. But Riley being able to make sure that footwork, timing, and continuity give him a chance to get the ball, push the ball, you know, where it needs to go. Because you got to be able to go from your first, your second to your third read. And, you know, I mean, he's working hard on that. I mean, it's a little different for him, but by the same token, that's part of what this offense, you know, requires. So run, play action, it's all there. You're going to see this offense grow into its own. It's just taking a little longer than we would have liked.
Derek, off topic, but California passed the bill the other day.
Yeah.
Profit off your likeness. Is that, in other states, I guess we're probably going to follow. Is that the end of college athletics as we know it, or do you think there'll just be some minor adjustments in that?
You know, I'm gonna defer. You know, to where we are right now. I think I'm in the season. I mean, I haven't had a chance to look thoroughly, you know, at the bill, exactly what it speaks to. I know it doesn't start till 2023. So when you start to look at the elements of it, you know, there's a lot of conversation that needs to go on, things that need to happen. You know, I mean, legislation, you know, that needs to be talked about and really vetted. You know, I mean, before we start talking specifically about what's going on with a specific bill, I mean, that doesn't come into effect for a long time. We just need to, you know, be where our feet are. I'm in the midst of a college football season. I do believe that it will impact, you know, the college athletes, you know, in a way that I think people have talked about for a long time. So what we have to do is just be weary and be mindful of where we are today in terms of what we talk about and what's going on, you know, with the specifics of that thing. But I don't know enough right now, so I can't speak intelligently to it. I just know that it was passed in California, and everybody's going to be talking about it for the next year or so. So let's go.
Well, Coach, there's a similar bill being introduced here in Tennessee by Ryan Kelsey.
Mhm.
And he says if we don't pass a similar bill that they passed in California, it would really cripple chances for getting good athletes here in Tennessee because they would go automatically to California. A lot of the cream of the crop athletes.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I just don't know enough. I mean, that thing starts in 2023. I mean, I've got to get through my season and then dive into, you know, what the optics are and myopically look at, you know, where we're at and really talk to our administration to figure out, man, exactly, you know, where we go. That's not a Derek Mason decision. That's a bigger decision to me.
What's Austin Orgy got to do to get on the field more than he has?
Be a little better. The reality is, man, we don't give away playing time. You got to earn it. And again, I mean, that's not me calling players out. I just believe, you know, man, football's a game to be played. So the more you invest, the more you get. His little brother's had a chance to see the field. I think he's going to have a chance to see the field, you know, here as well. But again, it's got to be intentional work. He understands that. We've had that conversation. You can't just look at the athlete and say, wow, I mean, it looks like a great specimen and, you know, he's got great athletic ability. I mean, there's got to be some IQ behind it. He's smart. He can figure this thing out real fast, and he needs to come on for the Commodores because we need him.
All right, 2 more questions, please. Coach, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Derek.